What's up, Knights of X, and welcome to the review for Datacron Set 21. And guys, this one is going to be a little bit different than last time because now we have the introduction to focused Datacrons, guys, and these are going to be absolutely nutty. Absolutely nutty. They're going to be insane. I'm going to leave those more towards the end of the video because they're going to be a little bit more exclusive and they're really expensive to get. So at the end of the video, we're going to rank all the focused Datacrons in a particular order with my opinion on what is the best one. But if this is your first time tuning in to my regular Datacron set video, I like to break down the categories into three separate ones. The one being bad, decent, and strong. And then for the character ones, I have a little special category called the OP ones, where I think you're going to have to get them for your roster. One of them, not many players are going to get, but I will put it in the OP category. But guys, that is pretty much how I break down these videos. There's a ton of talk about really good level 3s, 6s, and good character level 9s. So let's get started with the stats. Starting off the Datacron review, guys, I have to go over the stats. And honestly, there's only one stat in this list that's really drawing me into the one I don't want to roll. And that's critical chance. Because critical chance, as situational as it is, it's never going to outweigh the ones that are on the left side in the strong category. And none of those stats, in my opinion, are decent. Those are all really good stats and have a use in many different teams. My go-to for this set is probably going to be the Armor Pen because it has really good scaling with the 35 to 50%. Next being critical damage. Your teams are going to hit extremely hard with those stats combined, especially if they deal physical damage. So that's why I think both of those are really strong. Health is really good on a number of different teams. It's good for Bane. It's good for Malgus. It's good for Rey. So I have to put health in the strong category. And even protection, guys. Protection will help your Jedi Master Luke deal extra damage. It'll help your teams get even more tanky. So health and protection are really good stats to have. They're also strong. And then tenacity and potency. I have gone over this before. Tenacity on certain teams could shut down a ton of counters. Like in 3v3, if your Chrysanthemum is modded for tenacity, with an extreme tenacity Datacron, Lord Vader is not going to be able to do anything. We're going to have to see with his new team, but normally the previous versions cannot get through that team. So a high tenacity is very strong. It's even strong on a Great Mother's team, guys. But to counteract that strong tenacity, you have to incorporate potency and being able to land your debuffs against these high tenacity teams or against these Stonewall, thick teams with that really high base tenacity. Potency is going to be your friend. I've seen situations where you have a whole CLS team modded for tenacity, but someone placed a Gas 5 first team with over 200% potency, and that daze was landing on Chewbacca, and it makes a difference. So keep an eye on your opponent's stats, and also keep an eye on the tenacity and potency. So guys, that's going to wrap up the stats for the Datacron set. We're now going to get into the level 3s. The first level 3s we're going to talk about, guys, are the dark side, and I think there's one that stands, alone from the rest, but I do think there's still two other strong ones that are going to be very needed and used on certain teams. But for the most part, guys, to start the strong one, it's going to be whenever a dark side ally uses a special ability, they gain evasion up, health steal up, and health up for 2 turns. Guys, there's nothing more annoying than not being able to hit your opponent. Evasion up only increases those chances to whiff, and that's a very frustrating game experience, and it's actually going to affect a lot of teams, increase the RNG on being able to hit certain characters. So I think this one is going to be your go-to for the majority of your teams. It's very strong to get those buffs. Health up is a strong buff. Health steal up helps you with recovering those banners if you're not 100% health. So I think that is a very strong level 3 for the majority of your dark side teams. But then we get into the second one, guys, and I think this one's going to be very strong for Darkseid specifically because Darkseid typically applies a ton of debuffs, guys. And this one reads, whenever Darkseid allies inflict a debuff on an enemy, they deal damage to that enemy equal 2% of that enemy's max health. Guys, Darkseid, like I said earlier, are known for applying debuffs on enemies. You have Lord Vader, you have your Sith Empire Malgus team, you have your Count Dooku, who's going to have a crazy Datacron, applying a ton of debuffs with like a Trench team. There's just a number of different dark side teams that are constantly applying debuffs. Even General Grievous applies a bunch of debuffs. So keep an eye on this level 3. It's going to be really strong for a majority of your dark side teams. And then the next one, guys, this one might be a little bit controversial, but I do think that in the right use, this could actually throw off a couple counters. And this one reads, whenever dark side allies start their turn with at least 3 debuffs that can be dispelled, they gain tenacity up for 2 turns. That's pretty strong, guys. I personally like the buff tenacity up because that makes you immune to debuffs pretty much. And in certain counters, you're going to need debuffs to apply to get through them. So this could be used not on a majority of your teams. Not by any means. I would not try to go for this exclusively. But having a couple of these in your back pocket could actually be helpful to shut down certain counters and make sure that tenacity up is landing for your team and give them the benefit of not being to be applied a debuff. So I would definitely go for a couple of these. Then we're going to go into the decent category, and the first one for the decent is whenever a dark side ally gains a buff, they recover 2% health and protection. The reason that this is in the decent category, guys, because if you watch my GAC videos, I'm all about efficiency and getting those banners back. Having a Datacron that allows you to recover health and protection on a buff will help you recover some of the banners in that battle if the team doesn't have protection recovery. The problem is that there's not a lot of dark side team that grants buffs. They're more of a debuff heavy faction. There might be some that are situational and can give you buffs, like Great Mothers or something like that. But I don't think that this one will ever outweigh the other 3 in terms of power. I'm going to say get at least 1 or 2 of these in case you need it in a pinch where you're like, I need the banners in this battle and my team doesn't have that banner recovery. This could help you pull out some wins in Grand Arena. So keep that in mind. And the only bad one, guys, what I'm not going to recommend for any single team is going to be whenever dark side ally stays or stun an enemy, they recover 10% health and protection. Again, this is pretty, the banner recovery is good, but not all dark side teams have stuns or days. So it's very situational, and it's never, in my opinion, going to outweigh the other 4. So that's why it's in the bad category. And that's going to wrap up the dark side level 3s. We're now going to move on to the light side. Starting out the light side, guys, there's another one clear winner for me. That's going to be on a majority of your teams, and other 2 that are going to be, you're going to have to let me explain. I still think they're going to be strong, but for the most part on offense, for your offensive light side teams, the go-to is going to be at the start of the encounter. Light side allies gain 15% max health and max protection for each other light side ally. One of the strongest level 3s they've ever printed. Making your team more tanky is always really good. More survivability, more increased damage on certain teams. This one is going to be your majority for your light side faction. Can't go wrong with it. It's always strong. It's always going to be the go-to for almost every set. Then we're going to move on to the second one, guys. And this one is more dependent on certain teams because, guys, we have quite a bit of light side Galactic Legend tanks. And this one reads, the first time a light side tank ally is defeated, revive them with 100% health, reset their cooldowns, and they gain a bonus turn limit once per battle. Guys, we have JML, Ahsoka, and those are the 2 on top of my head. But that alone, and Leia. And Leia's a tank. So you have 3 Galactic Legend light side tanks that are going to get revived if you have this level 3. That's going to be annoying on defense if you don't have a team that could prevent revives. So that is a really strong situational level 3. I'm not going to recommend it for every single faction. I think the top one is the better one. But for certain teams, Leia, Ahsoka, and sometimes probably a JML team, having them being able to be revived could help you in a pinch. So, really strong level 3. And then this, guys, this one I am not recommending for offense. Do not use this Datacron on offense. This level 3 is exclusive to defense because your opponent, in order to win, needs to defeat your allies. And if that's happening, your light side allies are going to be ramping. So this one reads, the first time each light side ally is defeated, remaining light side allies gain 15% health and 20 speed stacking for the rest of the encounter. Really strong. Really strong. Like I said, would never recommend for offense because if you're losing that many characters, you're probably doing it wrong. You want this on your defensive teams. Imagine going through a race squad and you have to kill their team, and Rey's just ramping up that offense and her speed, and her ultimate's gonna, absolutely one-tap you, her whirlwind. This one is exclusive for defense, guys. You're gonna want to get this for your defense viable team, so that is good to know. And then in the decent category, guys, I have light side allies start the battle with protection up 20% for 2 turns. This one is decent, but it's never going to outweigh the other 3 in my opinion. Maybe if it was an undispellable protection up, maybe it'd be stronger. But like I said, not ever going to outweigh the other 3, so it's in the decent category. And guys, the only bad one, which I guess this one's situational as well, I just don't like the odds. I don't like the 1 in 4 chance. This one reads, at the beginning of their turn, light side allies have a 25% chance to dispel all debuffs on themselves. Now, yes, I could see this being strong in certain situations, like if your Rey is completely stun locked and you're using Starkiller or Malicos to control the battle and they're stunned, and they get that random cleanse, and Ben Solo comes out of stun and one-shots your team. Yes, that is very possible, but it's a 1 in 4 chance, and I just think the other level 3s are going to outweigh this one completely, guys, so that's why it's in the bad category. And that is going to wrap up the level 3s, guys. We're now going to move on to the level 6. To start out the level 6, we have to start with the Sith faction. Such a fun faction to use in this game, and there's a lot of good Sith, guys. And I've narrowed down 2 of the level 6s that I will be going for personally for my Sith. The first one being, whenever a Sith ally falls below 100% health, they gain a bonus turn limit once per battle. Guys, me personally, the goal in this game is turn meter and to get as many turns as possible to take out your enemy. So I think this one is going to be really strong. There's a ton of good Sith in this game. Lord Vader is also considered a Sith. I don't know if you guys realize that. He's a Sith Empire. So if he gets tapped once, he's getting a bonus turn, which could be nice in early on situations. Not going to say that's going to be the go-to for that team, but it's something nice to have in your back pocket. So I do think that bonus turns are always a nice feature for Sith. So very good to keep in mind, especially in a Traya squad or even a Malgus squad. It's really good. And the second one I'm going to be considering really strong, and I think I'm going to be getting a majority of my Sith teams, is this one. And that is, whenever an enemy is defeated by a Sith ally, that enemy can't be revived. Guys, in certain situations, that could be extremely helpful. Like, if you're doing Starkiller against Rey, and your Emperor Palpatine takes down their Ben Solo, you don't have to worry about Ben Solo coming back. That's a great feeling. So, I do think this one is good. Not being able to have your team, the enemy, get revived, I think is a very strong mechanic, and one of the stronger ones for the Sith faction this season. So, these are going to be my 2 go-tos for the Sith. And for the decent category, guys, I guess one of them could be considered kind of strong, but I just like the other 2 better personally. And the decent one is, at the end of each turn, Sith allies recover health and protection equal to 50% of the amount enemies recovered that turn. This recovery can't trigger on enemies. This one I could see being annoying on certain teams, like if they have a Traya squad, or you're worried about the banners and they're really, recovering a lot of health and protection. This could be a pain in the butt sometimes. I don't think it's better than the other 2 personally, but I could see it having its use in certain situations, but it's not going to be the go-to for me. And then the next one, guys, this one could be considered strong. I was debating on putting it in the strong for some Sith because Lord Vader has an AoE that can crit, and that's going to ramp up his offense early. But it's only for 2 turns. That's the only reason why I put it in the decent category. And this one reads, whenever Sith ally critically hits an enemy during their turn, that ally gains 10% stacking offense for 2 turns. The last 3 words are the only reason why I put it in the decent category, guys. If this was a stacking offense that ramped, up to like a certain percentage, like up to 100% or up to 50%, then that's strong. This is a 2-turn offense boost that's going to go away. And that's the reason why I don't like it in terms of its strength for strong. So it's going to be a decent category for me. And the only bad one, in my opinion, is whenever Sith allies are stunned, they gain 50% turn meter, recover 25% health and protection. So, on paper, good health and protection recovery is great, but this is if they get stunned. What's the key? Don't stun the Sith. Don't use abilities that are going to stun them, because you're going to realize in the Datacron, okay, they have a level 6 that if they get stunned, they're going to recover turn meter, gain turn meter, and recover health and protection. Simple. Don't stun them. Not many teams, Sith teams, you can stun anyway. So, keep that in mind, guys. Very tough. Traya has a cleanse. Don't stun her. Sith Empire under Malgus can't get stunned. Lord Vader can't get stunned. So, not the best in my opinion, guys. And that's going to wrap up with the Sith. We're going to go to the next level 6. Moving on to the Rebel Fighter level 6, guys. This was a little bit more challenging me for to figure out, but I think this one, I have, certain teams that I'm going to want to put these level 6s on. Starting off is whenever a Rebel Fighter inflicts a debuff on an enemy during their turn, they deal bonus damage equal to 10% of that enemy's max health, which can't be evaded, guys. And this makes me immediately think of Saw and Captain Rex. Saw is known for applying a ton of debuffs in that team. He has his AoE blind. He's got his burning mechanic and the stagger and all of that. Those extra when he applies that ability in the beginning, that's a ton of debuffs. That's a ton of max health damage. Also, Captain Rex with his AoE tenacity down in days. That's a ton of damage alone. Kyle Katarn has an ability block. He's got force influence. There's a ton, guys, an absolute ton amount of Rebel Fighters that apply debuffs. So I do think that is going to be a strong level 6. So definitely keep that in mind for the Rebel Fighters. The next one is going to be whenever a Rebel Fighter ally attacks out of turn, they have a 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter from the target. On paper, it doesn't sound very strong, guys, but this paired up with a Mon Mothma team in her level 9 is going to be pretty strong. So you're going to be gaining a bunch of turn meter and also removing a bunch of theirs. And there's a ton of attacks out of turn, so the chances are just only increase. So that one is going to be exclusively, in my opinion, for Mon Mothma. If you have her, you're running her, that's the one you're going to want to run. And then the next one is whenever a Rebel Fighter ally defeats an enemy, they take a bonus turn. And personally, on a Saw team, if they get their train running and they, keep going and killing you, that's only going to keep that train running even more. So I do think being able to take a bonus turn after killing an enemy is strong. Kyle Katarn can get a big hit, get that bonus turn. Luthen can get a big hit, get a bonus turn. There's a ton. Guys, also, this one exclusively for me personally is going to be for Drogon. That's why I really put it in the strong category, guys. There's nothing like Drogon, who is a Rebel Fighter, if you don't know that. Drogon's going to get his one-shot ability on his basic, and then he's going to be able to take another turn again right after that and do his big burning ability with his triple attack. That's a really strong level 6, definitely for Drogon. I should have mentioned that earlier, so keep that in mind for your Rebel Leia team. And then for the decent category, guys, I put whenever a Rebel Fighter ally grants a buff to another ally, that ally gains 10% turn meter, limit once per turn. I was thinking about putting this in the strong category, but I do think that the debuff damage is stronger for a Saw team. Obviously, turn meter gain is great for this game, but it's limited to once per turn per ally. And 10% turn meter is nice, but it's not like it's a 50% turn meter gain or 25% turn meter gain. It's 10%, still decent. But I'm not going to put it in the strong category. I think the other three are stronger. And the only bad one, guys, is whenever Rebel Fighter allies are revived, they recover 25% protection, gain 25% turn meter, and reduce their cooldowns by 1. If you are relying on revives in your battle, you're probably doing it wrong. So you do not want your team to go down and get revived and have to deal with this. So this is going to be a bad Datacron for me. The other top 3 are going to completely outweigh this, guys. And that's going to wrap up the Rebel Fighter faction, guys. We're going to go move on to the next one. So the next one is going to be the Bad Batch, guys. And this one's a little bit more straightforward because there's not a ton of Bad Batch characters. There's only 2 teams you can really use this for. And I'm only going to be recommending one single Datacron for both teams, even though part of it will not impact the other. And the first one's going to be Bad Batch allies can ignore taunt to target an enemy that was previously damaged by a Bad Batch ally on their turn. Whenever an ally is defeated, dispel stealth from the strongest ally. They gain 20% defense for 2 turns and recover 100% health and protection. I think the first line alone makes this a very strong Datacron for either Bad Batch team. But personally, that is going to be your go-to for both the Omega Fugitive team and the Hunter-led Bad Batch team. Ignoring taunt is great. The Bad Batch have a ton of AoE abilities, so ignoring that taunt to target a previously damaged enemy by a Bad Batch is not going to be that hard. So your Echo can do his AoE daze, Tech does his stun, Wrecker can go ahead and focus someone else, and then once they get to their second turn, they can ignore taunt and do tons and tons of damage. I don't have a ton of experience with the new Bad Batch, guys. I don't have them at Relics, but I can see this being insane. There's a ton of stealth in that second in Omega's kit, and 200% defense for 2 turns is insane. This team is already hard to take out. This on defense is going to be insane as well. So keep that in mind, guys, if you have the Bad Batch. And then honestly, the rest of them, in my opinion, don't even matter. They're not going to infect any other matchup. They're not going to change anything for them. But I'll go through them anyway. The decent one is the first time each Bad Batch ally falls below 50% health, all Bad Batch allies reduce their cooldowns by 1 and gain 10% turn meter. I mean, it's nice. I don't think it's going to change any matchup personally. Bad Batch have not been used in a long time in Kyber 1 at least. They're kind of broken off into different teams. So this will not change any of those matchups. And then the next one, whenever a Bad Batch ally is critically hit, they gain 100% critical avoidance and critical chance for 2 turns. Again, not going to impact any matchups at all. And the last 2 guys are just bad. Really not needed for them. Whenever Bad Batch allies recover health, they recover protection equal to the amount of health recovered. Bad Batch allies can't recover protection this way more than once per turn, or if their health was full. Not going to change much, guys. And the last one, whenever Bad Batch allies start their turn with at least 2 debuffs that can be dispelled, they have a 65% chance to dispel all debuffs on themselves. Not going to change any matchups, guys. You don't see Bad Batch a lot on defense. You see Echo sometimes with Queen. And I don't think that's going to impact any of the matchups that we use going forward. So, guys, that's going to wrap up the Bad Batch level 6. We're going to get through one more level 6 faction. That's going to be Separatist. So, let's check them out. To wrap up the last level 6 faction, guys, it's Separatist. And I think they're getting a huge boost, which is great to see because it's a faction that hasn't been that good in a bit. Or at least in the top end, but I think we're going to see some changes this season. And the first strong one, in my opinion, guys, is going to be whenever Separatist allies use a special ability on their turn, they gain riposte for 2 turns. This is going to pair really well with the level 9 that you're going to see later on. I mean, this is really, really good. There's a ton of Separatists that attack out of turn. You got your B1, you got your Dooku, you have your Trench team on his, mass swarm attack. This is really good. Really good. You're going to want this for a majority of your Separatist teams. Going to make, honestly, might make a difference in some matchups and even in territory war, guys. Gungans, I always do that. Geonosians are constantly attacking out of turn. They're going to be hitting under protection a lot. And paired with the Poggle level 9, that's going to be pretty strong, guys. Gotta keep in mind with that. And then the next one is going to be at the end of their turn, Separatist allies gains defense penetration up and offense up for 1 turn. So if you guys are struggling to get the riposte level 6, and you land on this is still going to be very strong. Django hits very hard. Dooku's going to hit very hard. Your Grievous teams, offense up and defense pen, going to hit very hard. So this is not a bad second one to get. I still think the riposte is going to be your go-to for the Separatist faction, though. And then into the decent category, I put for the first time, each Separatist ally falls below 50% health. They gain damage immunity for 1 turn and gain health steal up for 2. The damage immunity is nice. Can help you in a pinch. Can possibly time out your opponent in some situations. But I still think the other 2 are going to be stronger in this situation. I think they read better on paper. And I like doing more damage, guys. And hitting under protection is really nice. Next decent one, whenever a Separatist ally deals damage to an enemy and no other enemy is blinded, inflict blind for 2 turns on the target enemy which can't be resisted. Very annoying mechanic, being able to blind your opponent. They're going to miss their attack. Very frustrating to deal with, but I don't think it's going to outweigh the other 2. If you guys do get it on your first run and you can't reroll the other ones, still going to be useful. Still going to be useful. And the only one that's absolutely atrocious, there should be an atrocious category, is at the end of their turn, Separatist allies recover 50% protection if they're inflicted with at least 5 debuffs that turn. This is a frustrating one. Has no use. Never going to be helpful. Never going to outweigh any of the other 4 we listed, guys. So this one is probably the worst level 6 of the entire level 6s that they listed. But guys, that is going to wrap up the faction level 6s. We're now going to move on into the character level 9s. We're going to start with all the bad ones. So the character level 9s, we got to start with the bad ones, guys. And this is going to be the ones that you just do not want to get off the bat. They're not going to really make a difference in any of the other teams. And there's going to be way, way better ones for the factions later on. And to start the bad one, guys, we have to start with Sith Assassin. And that's whenever Sith Assassin gains stealth, they recover 100% protection. I don't think this is going to change any matchup, guys, at all. If you're using Sith Assassin with Bane, you don't want her to recover protection. You want her to go down so that your Bane can do massive damage. In a Malgus team, what is her protection recovery going to do for the team? Absolutely nothing. I don't think it's a good Datacron, especially after that long investment to get to level 9. You don't want to reroll this one. Next one, whenever Wat Tambor is dealt damage, reflect 20% of the damage back onto the attacker's true damage, which can't be evaded. This damage can't defeat enemies. So, obviously, dealing damage and getting reflected back is going to help you lower the batters for your opponent, which are nice. But Wat Tambor is typically the first character you're going to go for in a battle. So, you're not going to end the battle killing him last. You're going to end up killing him first. And by that time, you're going to have a lot of health and protection recovery on your team if you're using a good, banner efficient squad on offense. So I don't think this one's ever going to outweigh the other Separatist ones that we're going to see later. It's bad. Then the next one is Cassian Andor, guys. And this reads, whenever Cassian Andor inflicts a debuff, they recover 25% of their max health and max protection once per turn. Obviously, the protection recovery is nice. I don't think that this is going to change any matchup. I don't think this is the best level 9 for the Rebel fighters. Maybe it'll help you in some situations, but by no means is it good. I do not recommend going for this level 9. Will not change many matchups. Then we have Omega, guys, and this one reads, whenever Omega gains stealth, they reduce their cooldowns of their special abilities by 1. What is Bad Batch Omega gonna do to certain factions that we haven't seen already? Like, this level 9 will not change anything that we have going forward for the Bad Batch. They're not going to beat any crazy meta team. You're not going to see them in Kyber 1. This is not a good level 9 to have. I do not recommend going for it, guys. It's not good. And there's better Bad Batch ones out there. Next one is Omega Fugitive. And this one is whenever another ally recovers protection, Omega Fugitive gains foresight for 1 turn. This could be annoying. It could be annoying. But there are way better Bad Batch level 9s for the new Bad Batch team that you're going to want to go for immediately. This one will never outweigh the other one, so this is a bad Datacron, guys. Do not go for it. And the last one is, I was debating on this one, guys, but I feel strongly about it, putting it here. And that's Darth Sion. I love Darth Sion as a character. I even have him right here as a pop, so this hurts. But this one reads, whenever Darth Sion critically hits an enemy, Darth Sion gains 10% critical damage, defense pen, offense up to 200% until the end of the battle. I don't think this one will make as much of a difference as the other one I'm going to list later on for Atreus squad. So that's why I'm putting it in the bad category. I really wish that Sion was a lot better. He used to be very good when he first came out, but I don't think this Datacron is going to put him into being the star of that team anytime soon. So guys, that's going to be the bad category. We're now going to move into the decents. Next one, Nuke Gunray. Nuke Gunray gains 15% turn meter when other allies use a special ability in their turn. This could be pretty strong. That means more extortion. And there's a ton of separatists using special abilities, and they have low cooldowns. So this could be pretty strong. You're gonna get a lot more turns with Newt, a lot more cooldown increases, a lot more extortion. So it's decent. Not gonna outweigh the other one that I'm gonna list later on, but it's still pretty decent. Then this one, guys, I think they messed up the character image for it. This is for Emperor Palpatine, not Sith Eternal. This one reads, whenever Emperor Palpatine stuns an enemy, Emperor Palpatine gains 10% critical damage and speed stacking of max 50% until the end of the counter. Now, this is good. This is really good to have. But there are other better Sith ones out there, and you're mostly using Palpatine for Rey. And if your opponent has Ezra on that team, this Datacron is not going to make you beat Rey any easier. It's only going to increase his speed and his critical damage, but it will not help you against Ezra Exile. I can tell you that. This Datacron is not going to be like, oh, I can beat Ezra Exile now on a Rey team. It's not going to happen. So that's why it's in the decent category. It's good, but it's not going to change any of those impactful matchups that you're thinking of, guys. Maybe it could be strong in Territory War, maybe, if you're using it with a Starkiller team and like a Juhani or something. But not going to make a big difference for a Rey squad. It's going to be a decent category for me. And the next one is going to be Luthen Rail, guys. And this one is Luthen Rail gets 5% max health protection from Relic Amplifier level. And damage they receive is decreased by 15%. So with this, I'm thinking if you have a high Relic Luthen, that's only going to increase the damage of your spawn as well, your Rebel Fighter spawn. So extra max health protection is good. Having a hard time taking out Luthen is good as well. Do I think it's the best Rebel Fighter level 9? Definitely not. But if you have Luthen and you have this, could be pretty beneficial in some situations. So it's in the decent category. And then the next one I'm putting in the decent category, guys. And now, I've messed this up in the past. I've put this as, not good in other Datacrons. But the reason I'm putting this one specifically in decent is because I think the other two Bad Batch ones are just way stronger than this. And that's going to be Wrecker Mercenary. Whenever Wrecker Mercenary loses taunt, remove 50% turn meter from all enemies. So maybe if you throw in your Wrecker in a Balin squad, this could be strong. But you're not going to get the light side. You're not going to get the dark side level 3 with it. It's going to be light side, so it might not be beneficial for a Balin squad. But removing turn meter on 50% turn meter from all enemies is really strong. But it doesn't say it can't be resisted, so it can be resisted. But the new Bad Batch ones are going to be way better. So guys, that is going to wrap up the decent category. We're now going to move on to the strong. To start out the strong category, this is a really exciting one. I think it's going to be really strong because Talon can hit pretty hard on certain teams. And the first one's going to be Talon. Whenever Darth Talon uses a basic ability, Darth Talon gains protection up 50% stacking for 2 turns and 50% turn meter. Really strong. Whenever Darth Talon damages an enemy using a special ability, inflict fear for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. Fear is one of the strongest debuffs in the game. The fact that this debuff cannot be resisted or evaded is amazing. Talon has 2 special abilities, and it can reset if she gets a kill. And if she gets a basic, she's going to be gaining 50% turn meter, so that's even more chances to land her specials, guys. I like this one a lot. I'll definitely be going this for a Traya squad. This could be pretty annoying on defense for Traya. Might have to use a GL, honestly. And I like it. I like it a lot. I think this is going to be your go-to for your Traya squad. And we have Saw Gerrera, guys, and I think this one's really good for Saw. This one reads, whenever another ally is defeated, Saw Gerrera takes a bonus turn, and their cooldowns are reset. So what my mentality is, Saw Gerrera is, for the most part, on defense. He's a defensive team. His Omicron is game-changing. Absolutely annoying. You're going to have to get through those squads. You're going to have to get through those members of that team. He's going to reset his cooldowns, remove your buffs, inflict blind, and that's a frustrating mechanic. I hate when that happens to me. Saw's going to be annoying this season. I guarantee it. He's going to be a PETA. You're going to get constantly, he's going to go like, and remove those buffs, and inflict blind, and it's going to time out your team. Bo-Katan might have some trouble. Might absolutely have some trouble. So, if you pair this with the level 3 with the max health damage, he's going to be doing a ton of damage on that ability. This is going to be my personal go-to for a Rebel Fighter team. And the next strong one is Mon Mothma, guys. This is pretty busted. Pretty busted. Thank God it's listed only on her turn. But this one reads, whenever Mon Mothma uses a basic ability on their turn, all other allies gain 25% turn meter. Guys, get ready for crazy turn meter manipulation and looping with this team. Mon Mothma with the right set of characters can always take a turn. I think there's going to be variations of Mon Mothma that can take out Leia. Honestly, Leia might not be able to be put on defense because of this Datacron. And I don't know, maybe Mon Mothma maybe has a chance against certain raid comps. Not going to say all of them. But with the right Mon Mothma lineup and all this turn meter manipulation with the 6 and the 9, you're going to be in really good shape. You might actually cause more harm to yourself because you're never going to let the enemy team take a turn and you could time out. But regardless, this has the potential to be crazy turn meter manipulation that we cannot control. Really good level 9. And this is a tough one. This is a tough one for me. I'll give my thoughts after I read it. And this is the Bodhi Rook one, guys. This one reads, if the leader is a Rebel Fighter, whenever a Rebel Fighter ally gains or loses turn meter or a bonus turn, they recover that much health and protection. Whenever an enemy loses turn meter, they take 10% of their max health as true damage. That's a strong mechanic. Whenever Bodhi Rook uses a basic ability, target enemy loses 30% turn meter, which can't be evaded or can't be resisted. That's the type of line I like to see. The turn meter that cannot be resisted is great. If Bodhi Rook is defeated while another Rebel ally fighter is active, he recovers 50% health and takes a bonus turn. Now, guys, this reads really strong on paper. It's really good. I like it. It's just, Bodhi Rook is not a good character. I personally, I don't think I got the Lightspeed bundle for the Rogue One. I'm not going to be relicking Bodhi Rook for this level 9. He's not good anywhere else. We have a whole bunch of characters we have to relic up for the raid with the new Bad Batch, the new clones. So it's personally your preference. If you guys do have Bodhi Rook from the Lightspeed bundle, I think he was included. This is going to be pretty strong. Definitely going to be pretty strong. Me personally, I will not be investing into him for this Datacron. But on paper, guys, this is really good. I don't know how it's going to perform on, in live. But on paper, it looks pretty good. But that's going to be the first part of the strong ones, guys. We're now going to move on to part 2. So part 2 for the strong guys, I'm going to start off with Bad Batch Batcher. And I think this is going to be probably the go-to for the team, if not the Crosshair one. And I'll tell you why in a second. Batcher is immune to daze and stun. Whenever Batcher damages an enemy, she removes 50% turn meter from them and gains that much turn meter. This line right here is the game changer. If there are no Galactic Legends, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter, guys. That is huge. That line alone makes this the best one in my opinion. Whenever a Bad Batch ally is afflicted with capture or captive, reset the cooldowns of Batcher's abilities. She dispels all debuffs on her, and she takes a bonus turn. Guys, I think the other lines are, decent. Nothing game-changing. It's the middle line. If there are no Galactic Legends, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. That is a very strong mechanic. This will shut down a lot. This team's going to be an absolute nightmare on defense, and I think the Batcher one is going to be the go-to personally. So keep in mind for the new Bad Batch team. And the second one, I think the second one's pretty good for Crosshair. I do think it's good. I don't think it's better than the Batcher one, but it still reads very good. Whenever Crosshair Scarred loses a stack of Shaken, he loses another stack of Shaken, which is good for him because he needs to remove those stacks so he can actually land his abilities. Whenever Crosshair doesn't score a critical hit, he inflicts buff immunity on target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. Whenever Crosshair Scarred deals damage to an enemy, the weakest ally without stealth recovers 10% health and protection. I think Crosshair is going to be really good if you pair him with the Bad Batch level 6, where he can ignore taunt. But I don't think that this seems really beneficial for only Crosshair. The other one seems beneficial for the entire team. Not being able to remove gain turn meter is strong for Batcher, but this one means that your Crosshair is going to be able to remove those stacks of Shaken quicker, which means he can deal more of that damage and actually hit the enemy a lot faster as well. So it is pretty good, and I think it's a good second option if you don't get Batcher. The next one is going to be Tech, guys, and I put this in the strong category because I think the cooldown reset is actually pretty good. And this one reads, at the start of each of Tech's turns, they reset their cooldowns and lose 5% health for each turn each ability was reduced. Tech can't be defeated this way. So Tech has an AoE cleanse / foresight ability, and this is constantly going to be up. That's a pretty strong ability, guys. I think if you are going to, invest in a Bad Batch card for the Bad Batch, the OG one, the Tech level 9 is going to be the one you're going to want to go for 100%. Maybe you slot in Tech and Echo into a Queen Amidala team. Maybe. Constantly cleansing, dealing damage, getting that foresight on your Bad Batch allies. That could be pretty strong. We're going to have to see how it goes. But my initial thoughts are maybe Echo and Tech in a Queen Amidala team. We're going to have to find out. And the last one for the strong category, guys, is going to be Poggle the Lesser. And this one reads, whenever Poggle the Lesser attacks out of turn, they gain a stack of heal over time, protection over time for 2 turns, and they inflict the target enemy with protection disruption for 1 turn. Guys, Geonosians have not seen, their light of day in a long time. They used to be a lot stronger in Grand Arena a while ago. They're not really strong now. But on paper, this reads really good because protection disruption removes protection completely, and Poggle's constantly attacking out of turn under a Geonosian Brood Alpha lead. This might be stronger in Territory War, guys. With the Omicron applied, this could cause issues for certain territory, depending on where you are in the game. Geonosians could see a resurgence, guys. They could see a resurgence. I don't know. Like, on paper, it looks good. But if they maybe increase the map in Kyber 1, you'd see them more often. But, guys, this is going to be insane. Crazy health and protection recovery. Protection disruption being applied. Really good level 9 for the Geos. But that's going to wrap up the strong level 9s, guys. I know this is taking a long time, but there's a lot to talk about. We're now moving on to the OP level 9s. The ones you're going to want to really go for. Alright guys, this is going to be the ones you're going to want to go for this whole set. These are going to be the top 3 in my opinion, and I'm going to list a 4th one on the next slide that not many players are going to be able to get, but I have to include it because of how good it's going to be. But guys, these are the ones you need to go for, and the first one is going to be Darth Sidious, guys, and this is a repeat from a couple of sets ago. It's been a while, but it's really good. This one reads, if there are no other active allies at the start of battle, Darth Sidious gains 200% defense, health steal, max health, max protection, 100% counter chance and critical chance, and 100 speed. He is immune to daze and stun. At the start of his turn, dispel all debuffs on himself and reset all cooldowns. Whenever he uses a basic ability, inflict a stack of damage over time which cannot be resisted. And whenever he uses a special ability, dispel all buffs on all enemies. Enemies can assist or attack again if he is targeted. At the start of each enemy's turn, if they have 5 stacks of damage over time, they are instantly defeated. That's a game changer. That is huge. Whenever an enemy is defeated, he recovers 100% max health protection. Guys, this turns him into a solo machine. I remember taking out Resistance Finn with Zori. I remember taking out Dark Trooper Moff Gideon with this team. This is huge. This gives you a whole new team. So if you guys, are in the low Kyber area or in Rhodium, and you went for your Sith Eternal, and you have this level 9, this gives you a whole separate team for a character you never even use. He completely is transformative. It's strong, guys. This is a good one. I love this Datacron. It gives you a whole nother team. The drawbacks is it can only be used on offense, but that's fine because you're going to get really good banners. It guarantees you like a 69 in 5v5. So guys, Darth Sidious is back on the table. Really, really good. And the next one, guys, is going to be Count Dooku. I think this one's going to be insane, personally. And this one reads, Count Dooku has 200% critical chance and critical damage. So he's always going to crit. Always going to crit while he's inflicted with a debuff. Whenever a Separatist ally uses a special ability on their turn, Count Dooku assists and dispels all buffs onto a target enemy. I love that. I think that's great. Because Separatists, on a trench team, that's a lot of attacks out of turn, and you're removing buffs. I love it. I love it. At the end of his turn, Count Dooku is inflicted with Disarm, which is a new debuff they introduced recently, until the start of his next turn. Whenever Count Dooku takes damage during his turn, the weakest enemy is dealt 200% of that damage, which can't defeat them. Guys, this is really good. This is really good. Trench is going to be strong. You might have to throw in Dooku on a Sith team. We're going to have to find out the right places to put him. Guys, this is amazing. This is a really good Datacron. I think it's going to be best with a Separatist team personally, but I do love the way it reads on paper. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of utility. Removing buffs. Assisting constantly. Paired with his riposte. It's going to be insane. He's hitting under protection, dealing massive amounts of damage. Guys, get the Dooku level 9. You're not going to regret it. And this one, guys, you're probably surprised about, but this is General Grievous, and this one reads, whenever another ally uses ability on their turn, General Grievous assist limit once per turn, dealing 50% more damage. Guys, Grievous is already really good. He's going to be constantly assisting off a droid team. He's going to get the riposte level 6 on his team, which means he can attack under protection, and if he attacks out of turn, he's hitting hard, guys. Paired with the Stap Omicron, Grievous is going to be back on the table as a strong team, guys. He's going to take out a lot. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to take out, but this on paper, paired with the other faction mechanics and how the team operates, this is really good. I'm telling you, this is really good. You have more chances to attack target-locked enemies, which means more turn meter for your team. You hit under protection. Like I said, guys, Grievous is definitely in the OP one for me, in my opinion. But, yep, that's going to wrap up the level 9s for the OP category. I have to include one more because we got to talk about it, guys. It's not going to be easily accessible. It still needs to be mentioned. Let's move on. And that's going to be the brand new clone, guys, for Lord Vader Apo, CC 1119. This one's good. This one's really good. If the allied leader is Lord Vader and all other allies are Empire, the conditions requiring all other allies to be Darkside clones for CC 1119, Vader's Fist unique ability are considered met, so you don't have to wail on the other clones. The conditions are turned off, guys. That's huge. Whenever an enemy dispels any amount of damage over time, Apo gains a stack of Operation Nightfall for each enemy that had a stack of damage over time dispelled. Very good. And he inflicts Order 66 on a random enemy that had a stack of damage over time dispelled for one turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, evaded, or resisted. That's a strong debuff, guys. Order 66 is really good. You should read it. At the start of each Darkside Clone Trooper's turns, all allies gain defense penetration up stacking and offense stacking for one turn for each stack of Operation Nightfall. It's a one-turn stacking ability, guys, but defense pen with offense pen compared, piled up, they're going to hit really hard. This one's going to be a game changer. I think you're going to see Lord Vader on defense a lot. And don't expect non-GLs to beat him because this is insane. This is absolutely insane. I'm planning on getting it, guys. I want to test the new clones. It's going to be really good to have. I cannot wait for it. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up the OP category. This has already been a very long video, guys. We're almost there, but we have to talk about the Focus Datacrons, guys. That's going to be next. So let's go ahead and quickly get through them. I'm going to rank them from 4 to 1 and give you my thoughts on them. Okay, so for the Focus Datacrons, guys, in 4th place, in my opinion, it's going to be Hera Syndulla, and that does not by any means mean that this is bad. I don't want anyone coming in the comment section like, how can you say that? This is a good Datacron. Guys, all the Focus Datacrons are really good. I'm just listing them in order. In my opinion, which I think is the weakest, the strongest. And I think Hera's one is going to be the weakest out of the 4. Their level 3 is all allies gain 25% turn meter in the beginning. That's very strong. If there are no Galactic Legends at the start of the encounter, Kanan Jarrus is immune to instant defeat effects, and other Phoenix allies can't be defeated while Kanan is active. That's really good. That's really good. Nihilus cannot defeat him. Mando cannot defeat him, cannot be insta-killed. That's really strong to have. Whenever Phoenix allies target another ally with an ability during their turn, they both gain 5% defense, max health, max protection, offense stacking until the end of the battle. There's a ton of Phoenix that target other allies to assist. Like you have Ezra, you have your Syndulla. That's only going to ramp up their damage. You have your Kanan. Really strong for the faction. Very strong. The level 12. There's level 12s and 15s now, guys. You got to keep that in mind. Whenever Ezra Bridger dispels a buff from an enemy during his attack, he deals true damage to that enemy, which cannot be evaded. Ezra's first special, the big one where he does that big flip, removes buffs. You're going to be dealing some true damage there. Really strong. You can ignore defense. True damage is a great mechanic. And then the level 15 guys, this one's really good. At the start of the encounter, Hera Syndulla and Kanan Jarrus gain guard until they are defeated. Whenever an ally is defeated, and if there are no other allies with guard, Hera applies guard to the strongest other Phoenix ally. Guys, guard is a mechanic that was introduced with Chewbacca. Really difficult. You cannot crit the enemy. Really, really good mechanic, guys. The thing is, will this change anything for the Phoenix? I could see this being really good in Territory War with their Omicron. But in terms of Kyber 1, guys, is this going to change the picture for Phoenix? Will this stop certain counters? The map is already small. It's not like it's anything. It's good, guys. It's good. I just don't know if it's going to change much. I don't know if it's going to change much for the Phoenix faction. So I do think that the Focus Datacron for Syndulla and the Phoenix is going to be in 4th place. We're now going to move on to my 3rd place pick. And for 3rd place, we have Zalbar with the Old Republic guys, and paired with the Omicron, I think this is going to be really good. This one reads, the first time Zalbar is defeated, they revive with 100% health. It gains health over time for 2 turns and take a bonus turn. That's very good because he's the one taunting. He's a tank. He's going to get focused in the beginning. If he gets taken down, he's going to come back for the battle. Really strong. This one's also going to be pretty strong because they constantly are attacking out of turn under Karth lead. Whenever Zalbar attacks allies out of turn, or whenever Old Republic allies attack out of turn, they have a 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter from the target. Guys, that is really good because, like I said earlier, they're constantly attacking out of turn with the Retribution, with Karth's assist and mission. You're going to be removing a lot of turn meter. It's a good level 6 to have for them. The level 9 reads, whenever Old Republic allies inflict at least 4 debuffs in a turn, they have a 10% chance to reduce their cooldowns by 1 for each debuff they inflicted that turn. Guys, this is okay, but they're constantly applying debuffs because of the damage over time, and mission is constantly attacking out of turn and applying debuffs. So this does have its use, so I can see it being pretty strong. The level 12 to me is great. This one is going to be an absolute nutty level 12. Whenever a debuff on an enemy expires, Old Republic allies gain 2% offense, doubled if that debuff was dispelled until the end of the battle. Guys, I had a recent experience on my alt account live where I brought in a Seer Malicos Starkiller team with 2 other sides, and I almost lost by the amount of damage over times on my team. I got up to like 40 damage over times on my team. It was insane. Imagine if these debuffs are cleansed. 40 times 2? Times 4? That's a lot of offense. That's a lot of offense, guys. This level 12 alone makes this very scary. So this is no joke. Compared with the Omicron guys, going to be very, very good for Grand Arena. And then the level 15. At the start of his turn, Zalbar gives taunt for 1 turn to all tank allies, and tank allies are immune to buff immunity and stun while he is active. Really good. Really good. That means they cannot get stunned by the Tuskens, guys. They're immune to stun. Once per turn, when Zalbar inflicts armor shred on an enemy, he inflicts it on all other enemies until the end of the encounter. That means when Zalbar uses his first special ability, if he's landing that armor shred on the one enemy, all of them are going to be getting it. Reducing the enemy's armor is huge. Very good for dealing damage. This Datacron is exciting for me. I have the Old Republic level 9, or the Omicron, so I'm excited. I do think that this one will be better in a Kyber 1 division for the level 9s compared to the Old Republic, compared to the Phoenix one. So that's why I put it in 3rd place, guys. But these next 2 were very difficult for me. I got to talk about it. These next 2 are bananas. I'm telling you, absolutely bananas. You're going to want to go for these next 2. So let's see who I landed on for 2nd place. For 2nd place, guys, I had to put Dr. Aphra, but that does not mean it's bad. It's absolutely broken. It's a broken Datacron. It's insane. The level 3. If all other allies are Dr. Aphra, Darth Vader, or Darkside droids, Chrysanthemum's abilities trigger as though his all allies are Hutt Cartel. Chrysanthemum reduces all ally cooldowns by 1 whenever he inflicts disarm. This is interesting. That means you got to pull your Chrysanthemum from Jabba. I don't know if that's worth it. That level 3 might not matter in the end, guys. You might want to stick your Chrysanthemum to your Jabba. Obviously, you get the benefits from him, from him being there. But we have to see if Aphra with Chrysanthemum is going to be better with Jabba with Chrysanthemum. We're going to have to find out. The level 6. Allies can ignore taunt to target a debuffed enemy. Game changer. Absolute game changer. Dr. Aphra has a debuff in the beginning of the battle when she goes first. She inflicts doubt. You can target Bausch Leia right off the beginning. Like, this team is going to destroy Jabba. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be a huge Jabba counter. But being able to ignore taunt to target a debuffed enemy is massive. The level 9. When BT1 is active, 000 is immune to daze and stun. Whenever 000 damages a target locked enemy, he gains protection up 100% stacking for 2 turns. Really good. 50% turn meter and inflicts protection disruption for 2 turns. Cannot be resisted, guys. Protection disruption is a great debuff to have. Completely removes an enemy's protection and it can't be resisted. It doesn't say not immune to GLs. GLs are not immune to it. So this could probably work on a GL. Really good, guys. It's insane. The level 12. Bananas. Bananas. This used to be a level 3 in the game. The first time each ally reaches 90% health, 70%, and 50% health, inflict doubt on a random enemy that doesn't already have it for 2 turns, which cannot be dispelled or prevented. Doubt, one of the best debuffs in the game. When your allies start to go lower in health, your enemies are going to be inflicted with doubt, which cannot be dispelled or prevented, guys, for 2 turns. That is insane. It's so good, guys. I can't stress enough how good this Datacron is. The level 12 is great. The level 15 is the game changer, though. The level 15 is crazy. Dr. Aphra can't be targeted by enemies if there are active Darkside droid allies. And she revives all Darkside scoundrel allies when she uses dangerous tech. Aphra, Chrysanthemum, Darth Vader, and Darkside droids are immune to thermal detonators. Guys, if you were worried about Aphra taking out Jabba, do not worry now. We we have to see if this is going to be defensive viable. Afra might be a defensive viable team now, 100%. With that level 12, everything in this is insane. Being immune to thermals, that's just a direct call out to Jabba. Jabba will not be a problem this season if you have the focus Datacron for Afra. It's not even close. You're going to destroy him. Absolutely destroy him. We have to figure out if she can take out other teams. The fact that she can't be targeted is her biggest weakness, so CLS will not get through her. Absolutely not. Not anymore. This is a great Datacron, guys. If you can afford it, that's the order I'm going to go for. Afra's in second place, guys. And that kind of narrows down number 1, guys. So let's get into my number 1 pick and see how crazy it is. So that leaves the last one, guys. And in first place for me, in my opinion, it's going to be Boba Fett, Sign of Django. And guys, this one was so long that I had to even make the slide different. I have to lower my webcam to show all this crazy text of how crazy this Datacron is. It's going to be game-changing. Absolutely game-changing. Nice to see Boba Fett, Sign of Django have a place again. The level 3. When blank allies use a special ability, they gain evasion up, health steal up, and health up for 2 turns. This is going to pair really well with the level 6 guys that you're going to see in a second. Level 6, at the start of the battle, allies lose all max protection, gain that much max health. Allies gain grit until the end of the battle, which cannot be copied, dispelled, or prevented. Grit, you take reduced damage for percent health damage effects. That means Lord Vader, guys. Lord Vader's damage over time is not going to do diddly squat against this team. And with the level 3, you're going to gain even more health up, which means more max health. Really nice. Health steal up. Going to help you recover your health back. Very, very nice. The level 9. Absolutely bonkers. Whenever an enemy is defeated, Bounty Hunter allies gain Bounty Hunter's Resolve. If you're getting a kill, they're going to be gaining Bounty Hunter's Resolve, which gives them that free revive, guys. Really good. I can't stress how good this is. This is insane. Especially in TW, guys. TW, he's got Omicrons. There was just a Lightspeed bundle for him for the Omicrons. You're going to see triple Omicron Boba Fett, Sign of Django on defense. It's insane. Level 12. Absolute bananas. Fennec Shan calls a random Bounty Hunter ally to assist whenever she uses a basic ability. At the start of Fennec's turn, she gains a stack of Loyal Hand. If you guys aren't familiar with Loyal Hand, check out Mara Jade's kit. She's the one that has Loyal Hand. Very nuts. Until the end of the encounter. If Boba Fett, Sign of Django is in the leader slot, Fennec also gains a stack of Loyal Hand at the start of his turns, and the benefits she gains from Loyal Hand are also granted to him. Busted, 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 busted. Calling a Bounty Hunter ally to assist. Loyal Hand means more damage ramping, and you're also giving it to your leader, Sign of Django. They're going to hit crazy hard, guys. It's crazy. I cannot wait to try this out. Really good. But guys, this is where the fun begins. The level 15 is giving me Bane vibes. It's giving me Sith Eternal Bane vibes. It's actually disgusting. Boba Fett, Sign of Django, has 100% speed, while he has fewer than 10 stacks of momentum. At the start of the encounter, Boba Fett, Sign of Django gains 3 stacks of Beskar armor until the end of the encounter. That is disgusting. That's insane. And all enemies are inflicted with target lock until the end of the encounter, which cannot be evaded, prevented, or dispelled. Boba Fett, Sign of Django's attacks ignore protection. If at the start of the encounter there are no Empire Galactic Legend enemies, and Fennec Shan is the only other ally, while Boba Fett, Sign of Django is active, all allies gain 75% max health, offense, instant defeat immunity, immune to ability block, daze, kill immunity, shock, stun, turn meter reduction, and ally attacks cannot be evaded. Whenever Boba Fett, Sign of Django gains a stack of momentum, Fennec gains 5% turn meter. If Fennec has 10 or more stacks of Loyal Hand, she inflicts Death Mark for 2 turns, which cannot be resisted whenever she uses a basic ability. Guys, that's insane. Absolutely insane. So from what I'm reading here, guys, if you want to counter Lord Vader, bring in a full 5 squad. If you want to counter something else, bring in Boba Fett and Fennec only. That's how I read this, guys. This is disgusting. I cannot stress enough how good this is. I am super excited for this Datacron set, guys. And that's going to wrap up the Focus Datacrons. So I know that this was a longer video, so I do apologize, guys. There's just so much to talk about with the new Focus Datacrons. All said and done, this is almost an hour recording for me. I'm going to have to obviously cut it down. when I narrow it down. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it. This took a lot of time for me, so I would really appreciate it if you guys smash that like button. Leave all your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what I got right, what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Really curious to the community's opinion, and I'm kind of excited for this new Datacron set because it's going to be really fun to use. And these focus Datacrons are going to change the game. Absolutely insane, guys. So like I said, smash a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave all your comments in the comment section down below. And if you did not already, subscribe to the channel to become an Knight of X. And I'll see you guys in the next video. May the Force be with you all.